friends, thanks for joining me today. Welcome to tea time. That is our theme for this month and I'm loving it. So today, what I wanted to share with you is how I used a tea bag to make a very vintage tag. And the process is really, really cool. So I hope that you will join me and see how I did this. Now this is a tag and you could use it in a junk journal, which is probably what I'm going to do with it. But you could use it to write somebody a note on it and send it in the mail. You could use it as an actual gift tag. There's a lot of things that you can use with the tags that most of us make in our paper crafting community. So at any rate, here we go. Let's get started on the process. If you missed the first and second video, I'll share with you real quick what I made. So in the first video, I created this tea bag out of fabric. Isn't it so cute? This can be used as a bookmark, or it could be used as an embellishment in a journal or on a journal for like the journal topper. So that was the first video. The second video that I created, I used a tea bag to stamp on. So this is a real tea bag, but I sandwiched this fabric in between and I stamped it with this really pretty chandelier. I did that on both sides. You can see that I stitched around the edges. Over here for like the little tag part, I just used a piece of fabric and did a zigzag stitch on it. So this too could be used as a bookmark or could be used as an embellishment in or on a journal or anything really. If you were giving somebody a gift, this would be a really cute gift tag. So there's a lot of versatility. You just have to use your imagination. So today we created a journal tag, or could be a very fancy gift tag for any of your friends that enjoy the vintage aesthetic. And today I did use a vintage book page and a vintage advertisement. I used a cozy chamomile tea bag. I did not use the tea bag prior to using it in this project. I used ink to sort of age it and get it looking like it was a bit more rugged than a fresh tea bag, but you can use yours. The chamomile teas don't leave a dark stain, so use like a brown tea or black tea, I should say, really, if you want to get that good stain in it. But I used an ink pad, and you'll see how I did that in just a few seconds. And you can see that I went around the edges with my sewing machine and I sewed on a button, and it is very vintagey, very grungy. I would definitely say this is grungy, and I feel like I did a good job. Grungy's not natural to me. I think the only thing I could have done to make it even grungier would be if I got my zigzags a little more not straight. But otherwise, I think I did a good job grunging it up. It wasn't my intention. It was my intention to make it look vintage, but sometimes those two things work well together. So hang tight. Let's get to the process. As mentioned, I am using a chamomile tea bag, and I wanted to mention real quick, especially just in case you missed the first two videos where I talked about the different tea bag styles. This one definitely has a style of its own. The string here is tied together, so you can simply untie it or you can snip it with your scissors. But it's a different shape than many tea bags that I've seen. Usually I notice a tea bag is more like a square and it has like one pocket, but this has two pockets and then it folds over. So it's kind of interesting to me, but it was fun to work with. And especially for being able to have enough material to go over a tag, this one worked great because you can see here that I am tearing it open now. I emptied out the chamomile and I'm tearing it open. And this is a pretty large size tea bag material. As mentioned, I did not use it to make tea, but you could use yours to make tea, empty out your stuff and then dry it out and then you're ready to go. But to age mine up and give it a little bit of color, I simply used my stamp pad. I put a notebook down on my desk. I put the tea bag down on the notebook, and then I grabbed my stamp pads and started adding some color to it. No rhyme, no reason. I just kind of wanted to make it look aged, make it look a little bit older. And I definitely feel like I accomplished that. I'm going back in with a little more brown just to add some more of that. I had a piece of scrap cardstock, and that's perfect to make a tag. And so I went ahead and I'm going to put some glue on that. And then I'm going to take this vintage book page and I'm going to pop that over top of the white cardstock. Now I'm using my little spatula to spread the glue out underneath of the book page. Now I'm going to cut away the excess book page. I have this vintage advertisement, and this is for a doll, and I thought this would be really cute to add to this tag. I think that looks super cute over the book page, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that into place. Now before I cover this with the tea bag, because remember we still have to do that part of it, I thought I might consider adding some color to the doll. So I have these markers, and they're actually really muted. And as I was using them, I thought that they would have a bit more color to them. But for some reason on this magazine page that the doll came from, they all don't even like have their own individual color. Like I used purple and yellow and pink, and they didn't really come out to be those colors, but that's okay. It all stayed pretty neutral with just a slight variation. So I guess that really lends itself to the vintage feel. And I decided, since I really need to cover this whole tag with the tea bag, I would just go ahead and grab my Mod Podge and use that. I'm just going to cover the whole tag with that, and then I'm going to press the tea bag down over top of it. I want to admit to you that I was actually very concerned that the marker that I used might, what do we call that? Like when you drag glue through it, sometimes the marker also drags up into the glue. It's not really smudging, but I guess that's what we would call it. But that did not happen, and I was really happy about that. Now I'm placing the tea bag over top now, and I'm trying to get it so that this blotch of super dark ink doesn't get in the doll's face. And I think I moved it over just enough so that it's not like right in the middle of her face. And now I am using my spatula to press the tea bag down, and sort of the Mod Podge is now coming up through it a little bit. And that's great because it's going to hold it down really well. There's a little bit of the tea bag hanging over the edge, so I'm just going to real quick go in and clean that up. Before I take this to my sewing machine, I've decided that I want to add some trim to it. So just to hold the trim in place before I sew it down, I am using glue stick. And again, it's just to hold it in place. If I was not going to stitch this, I would not use glue stick. Don't do that. It won't hold. But you could use Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1, and maybe like a tacky glue, like a liquidy tacky glue. That would just take longer to dry if you're using it with fabric. It dries quickly on paper, with paper, but with fabric and trim, it does take a little bit longer. I guess because the air can't get to it as quickly, and so it just takes a little bit longer. But at any rate, my point of sharing all this with you is to say the glue stick is simply to hold it in place so that I can get it over to my sewing machine. And why do I not use like Fabri-Tac or something like that prior to taking it to my sewing machine? Well, because that's a thicker glue and it will get on your needle, and I don't like that. I don't like it when my needle gets dirty. So usually the glue stick it's thin. It's a thin glue, and it won't affect the sewing needle. This trim is bright white, so I'm going to go in with my ink and I'm going to make it not bright white anymore. I am using my brown ink and my dauber, and I'm just going to go right around the edge. And again, we're sticking with a really vintage look, so that's why I wanted to come in and do that. I decided I wanted to go ahead and add a button. I was thinking, I could add a fabric tab to it, or like a pull tab, But then I thought, a button will really look, I just think, interesting. So I grabbed one from my stash, and it's got brown and black on it, and I thought that was perfect for the vintage vibe we have going on. So I'm just preparing my thread to go ahead and get this button sewn on. Now I'm going to go ahead and just tie a couple of knots in the back so that the button is secure on there. And while I'm doing that, real quick, I want to mention I will have more tea-themed videos going out this month on my lives. I'm going to try to work with a tea theme, and just anything that I create this month, I'm going to try to do that. Plus, I have a new printable kit that is available with a tea theme. And here it is, my friends. What do you think? I think it turned out great. It's really grungy, definitely very vintage, really fun. Lots of layers going on here, which makes it feel, it's got a really good feeling to it and a really good weight to it. So I'm very happy with how this turned out. I hope you like it as well. Thanks for watching. See you soon.